Hi, thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Severin and this is the blog that empowers people to become successful freelancers. This is the second video of the free online course that I've created that is called 10 Steps Towards Earning $3,000 per month as a freelance writer. Today we will talk about the rules of freelance writing. I believe that there are some universal regularities and rules that are relevant to any freelance writing niche and any freelance writer. At the same time, in case if you have not listened to the first lesson of this course, please do it now because its content is critical for understanding the material of this lesson as well as the materials of all the other lessons of this course. Today we will talk about the 5 things that you should always do as a freelance writer and 5 things that you should never do under any circumstances. You can see this description in the left corner of your screen. It tells you about what we are discussing at the moment. You can scroll back or further or ahead, to the topic that is most interesting to you at any time. The first part of the course will be dedicated to the 5 things that you should always do. In particular, you should always monitor the market. You should be polite with customers, with the support team. You should have a clear strategy concerning your career in freelance writing. And finally, you should have excellent, impeccable time management skills. The second part of the course will tell you about the 5 things that you should always avoid, that you should never do under any circumstances. In particular, you should never take too many orders. You should not accept orders that have specific requirements concerning skills that you do not possess, that are too complex for you. Then you should never do more than expected. You should not plagiarize your work. And finally, you should never follow mainstream trends in your freelance writing career. I will support all these topics with practical examples from my own professional career as a freelance writer. So these are not like some general recommendations that you can find anywhere. These are recommendations based on my own life, and I stand behind each one of them. The first thing that you should always do is monitoring the market. Really, there are plenty of opportunities out there, plenty of niches, plenty of employers, plenty of skills courses that you can try. You should determine what opportunity is great for you and you should seize it. Look, a difference between earning $3 per page and $10 per page is slight. Many platforms that charge fundamentally different payments that offer fundamentally different pay rates are almost the same. I don't know why some people earn at the platforms that pays only $3 per page while they can equally work for platforms that pays $8 per page. Really, 1 hour spent on monitoring the market can help you double your income or maybe even triple, really. So please monitor the market every day or at least every week. Look at what is new out there, what people are talking about, and what you can do as a freelance writer in your particular niche. I'll give you an example. This was one time when I used to work for a not very good platform. I used to earn like $1,000 per month. It was not a lot. And suddenly, after spending around 20 minutes on just browsing some forums or Facebook groups, I found that one of the best academic writing platforms has created a new opening for editors. I have applied and I was approved. It was a great job because I started earning $1,500 or sometimes maybe even $2,000 per month. So I have almost doubled my income just by spending 20 minutes on monitoring the market. Please always do the same. It can be one of the key drivers of your income. It may be one of the key factors that will help you start earning $3,000 per month as a freelance writer. The second thing is that you should always be polite with the support team. Really, I understand sometimes writing might get confusing. You're cooperating with a large platform and this platform says, come on, you're not right, you should revise something or we will take your money away. But support team members, they are not to blame for any problems that you encounter, okay? Support team members, they are your potential allies, and you should leverage friendship with support team members into increasing your income and changing your margin of error. I'll give you an example from my own career. This was one time when I received an order from a customer, and at some point I could not understand precise instructions concerning some very important aspects of a paper. At the same time, the deadline was almost over. I only had around 2-3 hours for completing the order. So the situation was very disturbing. If the deadline is over and there is no paper, I will face a fine from the support team. It is very, very disturbing, and my rating may be affected as well. In this situation, it was very important for me to get in touch with the client, but it was a night in his country, and in accordance with the rules of the website, in case if there is a night in a customer's client, the support team cannot call him. At the same time, I have asked very politely support team members about this option, calling this customer. I have explained everything, and after saying please, please, please like 100 times, they have actually called this person. As it turns out, he was not sleeping. He got in touch with me, he explained everything, and as a result, I have successfully uploaded a final paper and was paid for it. So politeness with the support team is a great strategy for success in any freelance writing niche, in case if you are cooperating with a credible platform. The short thing is to be polite with clients. It's the same thing. Politeness can change your margin of error. It can help you avoid misunderstandings, confusions, and even if you do not do all your best to do the best job, sometimes you may be paid for it, because a client can just let it slide. This was one time when I have received an order from a company about some business report, as I recall. To be honest, the topic was very hard for me, and I did not successfully complete this order. I think that the quality of this paper was not very high, and the company's managers thought so too. At the same time, I had great relations with a client, with an employee who had ordered this order from the website, right? So not the company, but an employee who used to communicate with me concerning the order's details. So as a result, due to these good relations, the company let it slide, and this employee said to his superiors, like, okay, it's not great, but he at least tried, so we will not ask for a refund, we'll let it slide. I was paid for this order, everything was over, it was great. Due to my politeness, I have said, thank you, have a nice day, how you doing, like 1,000 times to this person. I managed to avoid a risky situation, because disputes might destroy your rating if you cooperate with a credible freelance writing website platform. And you can see how politeness can translate into your earnings. The fourth thing is time management. Having great time management skills is critical. Well, I have already said 1,000 things about it in my other video, and I will repeat them again and again. Time management is the most important thing in freelance writing. You can be not fluent in English, you can be not creative at all. It is possible that you do not have any idea about what you are writing about, but still, if you have great time management skills, you can succeed in certain niches, even if you do not have any other skills at all. At the same time, without time management skills, only creative writers may earn something, but academic writers, SEO copywriters, and almost all the other freelance writers will eventually fail. It is impossible to earn more than $1,000 per month in case if you do not have great time management skills. I'll give you an example from my own life that says that time management is important not only for enlarging your earnings, but also it is important for maintaining a great work-life balance. I used to have a vacation with my family in Vienna, and I had to work there. Okay, I had to complete a part of a business report, and the customer could not wait, so I had to spend around 9 hours. Due to my great time management skills, I managed to allocate these 9 hours from only one day of my vacation. I have completed this order from my hotel room, and as a result I still had a great vacation as I've spent the other 6 days on sightseeing. What I mean is that a person without good time management skills would not be able to do that. He or she would either face a fine for lateness or had to spend 3 or 4 days on completing this order. In any case, the vacation would be destroyed. So time management is a key to everything, freelance writing, to a great work-life balance, to high earnings, to everything. Please work on these skills in case if you do not possess them. Finally, the last thing that I would like to talk about as a thing that you must do as a freelance writer is to have a clear strategy that tells us about what you are after. Really, if you decide to apply for a job at some platform, why are you doing it? Only in order to earn money? No, you should always pursue some long-term strategy, okay? I have started my career on platforms that did not pay much. They used to pay like $4 or $5 per page, 6, as I recall. And I understood that cooperation with these platforms was important. It was the first step in my career. I had to acquire knowledge, skills, training materials from these shitty platforms. Okay, I had to do it in order to grow as a writer and to become in a position to apply for a job with other freelance writing websites. I have managed to do it successfully and I'm grateful to these not great platforms, okay, now I'm grateful to them. But many people, they apply for a job at these platforms and they spend their entire career there, like 3 years. Why? So the bottom line is that you should always have a clear strategy in your head. I mean, I'm taking this order because it is useful for the next step. I cooperate with this platform because it can help me with this and that. As a result of this strategy, you will be able to increase your earnings on a gradual and regular basis, year to year. Now let's talk about the things that you should avoid at all times. 5 things that you should never do under any circumstances. The first thing is plagiarism. For some unknown reason, I don't understand why, many people think that it's acceptable to plagiarize the papers. It's not acceptable under any circumstances, really. Why? Why do people think that it's acceptable? I have no idea. Well, I have spent many years in freelance writing, and if there is one thing that I'm sure of, is that plagiarism is always bad. It's bad for everyone. It's bad for freelance writers, it's bad for customers, it's bad for employers, for freelance writing platforms. If you plagiarize your work, you will be fined. You will be fired at any point of time. And you will never grow as a freelance writer. You should only use your own words. Sometimes it's acceptable to paraphrase the thoughts of others, to read materials and think about them in your head, but you should never copy-paste, any sentences from the internet or any other source, because it will always end bad, please believe me. The second thing that you should always avoid is doing more than expected. A lot of people in freelance writing are perfectionists. They think, okay, I will create the best paper that has been ever written out there. Please believe me, it is impossible to achieve anything good with writing such a great paper, because at some point there will be a customer who is not satisfied with this paper because he or she wanted his or her paper to be not great or maybe even bad. Such situations are especially common in academic writing. There was a time when I used to work for one of large academic writing platforms, and I have received some order, some essay in history. I don't remember this topic exactly, but the thing is that I love history and I've spent a substantial amount of time on making it the best paper ever. As a result, the customer was not satisfied. He said, okay, man, thank you, but my professor will understand that I was not the one who has written it, okay? So you should make this paper look bad. You should make this paper look much worse. As a result, I was not paid for my work. I had to revise this paper from scratch to make it look worse on purpose. I wasted a substantial amount of time for nothing. The same situations happen to many writers. In academic writing, SEO copywriting, creative writing, really. You will never get any reward for exceeding customer satisfaction other than a simple thank you. At the same time, risks are very significant, really. So please, never do more than expected, never do less than expected, do only those things that are directly implied by customers' instructions. In case if you do not understand something, please ask for clarifications and send a message to a customer, but do not try to figure it out in your head and exceed a client's expectations. The third thing is, working on too many orders. A lot of people look at numerous orders that are out there and think, oh man, I will make 7-8 grand this month. It's especially popular in academic writing, really, or SEO copywriting, in these two niches. At some point, if you are approved at some large platform, you see many orders and you understand that you can take all of them or most of them. And indeed, if you successfully complete all these assignments, you will receive $7,000 per month. And this figure is enormous for many people. But the thing is that many people who take many orders, they do not think in their heads about how they will complete them. They are just captured by the greediness. And as a result, they are fined, or maybe even they are fired. In case if some emergency happens to them, they lose a chance to complete all these orders, and in most cases it does not end good. Even if you successfully complete numerous assignments and do not rest for a minute, okay, you may earn some money, but it will end bad for you too. There was this moment in my life that I needed money. I didn't earn much at that time, but due to my super hard-working nature, I managed to work the entire month, and I have earned $2,000 per month. It was a large sum of money for me at that point of time, but after that I got sick, my temperature was high. It's like my body was saying, come on man, take a rest, okay? So is it really worth it? In case if you work on all these numerous orders, there are risks that you will receive less money, and there is also a risk that your health might suffer. So please, do not take too many orders. It's not a wise choice, really. The fourth thing is also connected with greediness. Many people take orders that are too complex for them, really too complex, that have some specific requirements, that require technical skills that are too much for certain people. And as a result, these people also receive fines. Well, sometimes they are fired, and in any case, the eventual result is not worth it. At one point of time, I was screening a platform with which I used to cooperate, and I have seen an order for $500. I could earn this sum of money in like 2 or 3 days. But I had to figure out how to use this software called Stata. There's some statistical software, as I understand. In any case, I did not have any idea what this software was, but I had some experience with working with unknown software in the past, like HPSS, you know. So I figured out that I could just Google it, and everything would be not very complex. I've spent 2 days on this task, and I did not accomplish anything. It's a very, very, very complicated software. I do not know how to use it. As a result, I did not complete this assignment. I received a fine, and it should be a lesson for you. Never take orders that have too complex requirements. Unless you are 100% confident that you can complete these tasks, do not take it, really. Finally, the last thing that I would like to talk about is please avoid following mainstream trends in freelance writing. Most people think that the only way to earn money in freelance writing is to apply for freelancer.com, Fiverr or Upwork. These websites are crowded, there are numerous writers out there, the competition is fierce, and pay rates are low. In most cases, I don't think that it's the right choice for you, right? At the same time, there are many platforms that are less known and they pay much more. Of course, it's harder to be applied with them. Besides, they do not have any monthly fees like freelancer.com has, right? So you should spend some time. Please monitor the market. Again, I've said before, and in case if you successfully monitor the market and seize an opportunity, find a suitable niche that suits your interests, expectations and previous experience. In such situation, it will be much easier for you to start earning $3,000 per month as soon as possible. Let's summarize what we have learned today. There are 5 things that you should always do as a freelance writer, and there are 5 things that you should never do as a freelance writer. You should always be polite with customers, be polite with the support team, have a clear strategy concerning what do you want to achieve in freelance writing and what are all the steps that you are taking for. You should have impeccable time management skills, and finally, you should always monitor the market in order to seize a great opportunity. At the same time, there are 5 things that you should never do. In particular, please never work on too complex orders, never take too many orders, never follow mainstream trends in freelance writing, never plagiarize your work, and never do more than expected. It will make you no good. Really, please believe me. Today I will not give you any specific homework. Please work on the same task that I have given you in the first lesson. Please find out what you like, really. Write down all the things that you like to do, even if they are not related to freelance writing at all. And second, please evaluate yourself across the 4 areas: fluency, creativity, time management, and patience. Answers to these questions are critical for understanding the content of the next lesson, because in the next lesson I will help you find a suitable niche that is great for your skills, expectations, needs, and previous experience. Please do not miss this lesson, the next lesson, because maybe I think it is the most important one in this course. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a nice day. Bye.